Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I am coming at you in my pajamas, and you know what, I have my retreat in a couple days, and I'm still like doing all the things to get ready. So that's why I was like, who's feeling painty this morning? Because that always soothes the savage beast inside of me. And so I thought, you know what? I just want to paint this morning. I just want no pressure. Not that there should be pressure in art at all, but I just wanted no pressure and just easy painting. Do you know what I mean? So that's where we're at. So if you are brand new here, if you would like, follow, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, that would be so appreciated. And then for all things Ann and artsy, like my art printables, go to Corbiere-ScottDesigns.com. If you want to send me a message, go to Corbiere-ScottDesigns@gmail.com. I'm not saying I will answer you right away, but I will answer you. I promise. Okay, so this morning I am feeling just like I just want to paint. Do you know what I mean? And so the sun is shining, and it just seems like a good day to have a good day. You know what I mean? Every day should feel like that. But everybody, make sure you have a big drink. And take a big drink. Because we want to stay hydrated. So I thought I would work on today. I have my Super Bowl art printable that I need to work on because I haven't really gotten to play with that, with so many other things going on. And I have this art printable that I started during last week's, I think on Tuesday, I started this art printable, so I thought I could play with that too. And then I have this little piece that I didn't use in the, this layout. Remember, this layout that we did last Thursday, I have this one little piece that I thought, oh, I could paint that. Because I like to do painty stuff when I'm just really feeling painty. And then everything else I kind of, you know, the building stuff that uses, we've talked about that. It just uses a different part of my brain. So anyway, this is, the piece is the one piece from that art printable that I didn't use on this page. Okay, so let's just get painting. I have some ideas for this one, so that's what I kind of want to, remember I did this with my Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor pencils, and I have a Neo 2 here that I wanted to use too. I love that yellow. So anyway, I painted this, and I remember like thinking, I want to zhuzh that up a little bit. I just don't know exactly how I want to do that. So I got out my watercolor pencils, and I thought I could fiddle with those a little bit too. So let's see. I have this. I just love that buttery yellow. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. Orange. I'm feeling like these detail-y things. I'm really feeling like I want to kind of fiddle with that a little bit. So maybe. So this is Worn Lipstick, I believe, is the pink that I used here. So I'm just going to take my pencil and dip it right directly in my water. It's one technique. So I have my colors over here, and let's see what happens when I add this. Does it complement? it helps to have like a little swatch area on your page with the colors that you're using. Let's see what this orange does. Good morning, Tam. Oh, that's nice. That works really well, I think, with that orange. I don't know about that pink just yet. I know. Happy Mardi Gras. You know what? That's so funny. I was having a little insomnia attack last night. And I read that today is Mardi Gras. And I knew that because tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, the start of the Lenten season. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. So this pink, if we're still looking, I'm thinking this pink might be better than this pink. I think. So yeah, so you know, Mardi Gras is always like the big party day, and Mardi Gras is a French word, and it's all about that last hurrah before the Lenten season, right? So usually I give up something for Lent, and this year the Pope has asked us to like do a good deed or give something up, like not like a food like we used to in the olden days, but like a oh, you guys, that's pretty, isn't it? Let's get like lots of pink. Maybe that will give me some really nice contrast. And hopefully I have hopefully I end up like coming out even. Nope, I do not. That's okay. And let's try this one. Anyway, he's asked us to do something. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? To do something like a kind act of service, or to give away 40 things, or those kinds of acts. And so I told myself I was going to do a deep dive. After this retreat, I'm going to do a deep dive into my closets and drawers and all of that stuff. That feels right to me. Good morning, Valerie. I like the juxtaposition of this bright center next to these more, a little bit subdued petals, but I'm feeling like I might want to I might want to bring a little bit of this in here. I don't know. What if I scribble a little bit here, this pink, and then get a little brush. I know I have I have that little filbert here. Wet it, and then just tap ever so slightly, and then see about just adding just a little bit of that color at the very base of these petals. And I feel like I'm just going to add it, and then once it dries, I can go back with a Jiggy Jaggy blend to just bring that little bit more brightness into my petals, but also to connect the two. Do you know what I mean? Connect the two, the petals in the center by bringing those colors together. Good morning, Kay. Well, that's every day of my life. I don't know how to operate Facebook. Because things change every now and again, and you know, Add a little bit of water to that. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, that's nice. That pink just really works so well with that orange, I have to say. And because this is pretty watery, I can kind of drag it out on the sides of my petals. Remember, that's going to give us that little bit of shape, right? It's going to... There we go. There we go. Start to build that form. I love that. When that happens, it's just magic for me. So I read this thing about, you know, I'm just always reading. But I'm pretty careful about what I let into my noggin, because there's a lot of ick out there. And you know what? I don't need any more ick than is already out in the world, you know? But I read a really cool thing, and it was about 9 compliments that have nothing to do with looks. And I was like, oh, I am absolutely here for that. I just thought that was such a cool thing to just put in your head, and then next time you're around some friends or whatever, you can see if you can implement some of them. So I will read them to you. I feel seen around you. I thought that was a good one. My life is better because you are in it. Good one, right? I wanted to start, I think, oh, you know what? I wanted to start with the lightest. Let's start with that lovely golden yellow Neo 2. So let's just get a little bit of that color on there. And I'm just kind of going around the edge. And I'll move that more as time goes on. But I'm feeling like, what if we got a little bit of that in the center of these petals? If that would give us a cool dimension. So I'm just dipping my Neo 2 in the water, and then just scribbling some of that down. There we go. And then what if we make the very center this yellow? That kind of looks like an egg yolk. Some of that hot pink has kind of gotten mixed there. We'll just let that sit. Oh, back to my list. This one I loved, because I felt like I could think of a bunch of different applications for it. You are the funniest person in our group chat, and I thank you for your service. So it could be, you are the kindest to me, and I thank you for your service. You are the most, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but do you know what I mean? Like, you are the most blah, 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 and I thank you for your service. Like, thanking them for service in your life. I just thought that was so good. Let's see. I always crave spending time with you. And I was thinking about how apropos that I read that, because I always crave spending time with all of you every Tuesday and Thursday. Although remember, this Thursday there won't be a, I'm coming in with the orange on the edge. Give me some good depth, I think. There will not be a pop-in paint party this Thursday. Just so everybody knows. And there won't be a stitch along tomorrow. I will put that in the group so everybody knows, but then I'll be right back at it next week. So just do that little bit of orange on the inside and the outside of this patch where normally it's, remember, that's where like that stitchy edge is. I always love that satin stitch around the edge of a patch. So let's let that dry. But I'm feeling like I really want to get some of that pink in this too. Like I'm feeling like I want to do the same thing where I create pieces that coordinate with one another. That's pretty, isn't it? I know. Isn't that crazy? I know, Kay. That's exactly the truth. Like, I just have to program my brain to be a little more creative in my compliments. Let me see. You make tough situations easier to get through. How good is that one? You're the kind of person I never get sick of. You know that's a rarity. You know that's a rarity. I just thought that was a funny one. Because I was like, yep, some people are, some people aren't. You see the best in every situation. And don't you think that is a gift for the people that can see the best in every situation? Because not everybody can. That's for sure. This I want to do, I think I want to do this frame kind of like this, where I do like all the different colors. I'm going to take all that excess paint from the center of this flower. And look how much I can get painted with just that. Isn't that crazy? Thank you for always being the first one to respond to my text. That's a good one, isn't it? Because you know, sometimes, especially if it's one that's a little bit vulnerable, that's a scary thing to do, to just put yourself out there. And then if nobody responds, you're like, oh no, are they thinking I'm crazy? Or, you know, all the things that go through your head. That's pretty, isn't it? Now let's add some orange and some pink. Let's get some pink down on my craft mat. What would I do without a craft mat, I ask you? Not much. I just think it's such a amazing tool. I can make pink paint on it this morning. Oh, and here's the last one. I love the way you see the world. That's a good one, isn't it? Because I think that's a rarity too, that you love how someone sees the world. I was just talking to somebody about the power of surrounding yourself with people who see things differently than you, and how that can really like open up your world view, you know? And not that you have to change the core of who you are or anything. Just maybe see things from another person's perspective. So pretty. I'm loving that. You know what I'm thinking? Let's do this one too. Should I do it the same or should I do it all pink? I'm feeling like let's do this one all pink all the way around. And then maybe we can bring those other colors in. And see how cute it's going to be to have all these coordinating pieces. Super cute, I think. So we were just talking about being vulnerable. And I was watching Mending Beautifully, and she talked about how sometimes there are layers and layers and layers of vulnerability. And so she was thinking about the metaphor of, she lives in Maine, and so she talked about that there is, you know, winter is long there, but she was talking about how she didn't wear socks yesterday, and what a big step that is, that spring is coming, and that she opened her windows. That's always a big one in the cold country too, to open your windows. And so she was just thinking about how that's kind of a metaphor for levels of exposure that we provide ourselves, and feeling safe being vulnerable in a particular place or time. I always think that's so, that's kind of such a, sometimes that's a difficult thing to do, to be vulnerable. Even if it's, I mean, I'm not saying spill your guts to any old person, but being vulnerable, it's scary, but it's so freeing. Like once you've let the genie out of the bottle, holy smokes, it makes everything so lovely. Like it just, that sense of peace inside of you. And we've all been burned by somebody that we were vulnerable to that didn't deserve all our vulnerability. But we get smarter as we go along, don't you think? Get some of this goldy yellow down. I'm trying to turn so I get the most pigment on my craft mat. I can take my paintbrush, tap, 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 tap. Just really work it out. Oh, I'm loving it, you guys. It's just making me so happy. Go around and around and around. Mm-hmm. Just a little orange there. And now I have a couple more that I think I want to do the pink finish off the whole frame. A little bit more pink there. As I was going around, I was hoping that all of these bits and bobs were all not next to another pink. And I think I'm good. I think. But this one, this little guy, I think it's going to need to be this orange. All right, now we need to think about what we're going to do here for this Born to Blossom. I'm feeling like it needs to be orange because we've got yellow and pink, so we need something orange to just kind of pull everything together. Everybody take a drink. Oops, that wasn't closed all the way. Okay, so I think, I know, I'm really liking it too, Kay. It just kind of pops a little bit, don't you think? Let's start with this color on this postage stamp frame. Can I tell you, this is just doing exactly what I wanted it to be. I just wanted the painting process to just take me to a nice mindful place this morning. Oh my gosh, another thing that I saw, it was so funny. So this mom posted that her daughter, and that daughter was young, like maybe kindergarten, maybe younger. Anyway, that daughter decided she wanted to make her Valentine's instead of going to the store. And so the mom was showing off the daughter's artwork. And so she was reading some of those Valentines, and they were funny. They were, one kid, she said, you're a good girl. And another one was, you're smart. Stay cool, right? And then poor Connor, poor Connor, she wrote to Connor, do better. Oh my gosh, that made me laugh so hard. Poor Connor. There we go. Now we got to think about this guy. I'm thinking, well, we still have to paint this flower. But I'm feeling like, let's do a solid color here too. Let's do pink because we just did a little bit of pink here. So let's bring in this pink. Do better. Poor Connor. That one made me laugh. I have all my million lists from the Super Bowl. How about everybody else? Do you have all your things that you kind of want to include on your printable? Kay, you did a tremendous job. I just loved it. I just loved it. I'm so glad you're part of our artsy community. That's for sure. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's for sure. I should really be using a bigger brush, but oh well. I like this pink because it's a little more like a bright rose than that picked raspberries. I feel like it's still pretty close in the family, you know. Doing all those edges. And remember, it doesn't matter if you go over the edge because we're going to fussy cut everything anyway. Okay, what if we paint these bits pink? Kind of digging that. There we go. Okay, look at, I went over just a little bit there. So let's try and get that off as quickly as possible. But I'm wondering, what if we just every now and again add a little bit of that pink to the stitched edge of this patch. Just every now and again, we just add some pink for some really nice form. I just love that stitched edge. Do that base. So pretty. That one I can do the Jiggy Jaggy blend. That one's been there for a little while. And we could do the same around the edge. So pretty. So it seems like there was something else I wanted to tell you about. That little girl, Valentine's, and the mom was just showing off like her beautiful artwork, and she did each person's name and put little jewels on it, and was so cute. And then she wrote a special note inside, and that made me laugh so hard. It was so funny. And you know what's so crazy? I forgot Punchki Day. My dad and I usually try to talk to each other about punchkis, which are jelly-filled donuts. And I absolutely forgot about it this year. Too many things going on, I guess. Whoa, sorry about that. Hit my camera with my water bottle. So I hope everybody is staying hydrated. Let's do, while I'm waiting for the rest of the paint to dry, let's do our comfort book this morning. You know, I was thinking about how we've just been just opening to a page and how we found comfort in whatever happens and how cool that is. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Then I'm just going to flip through the pages. Okay. Joy Harjo and the one whole voice. Everyone comes into the world with a job to do, wrote Joy Harjo. I don't mean working for a company, a corporation. We are all given gifts to share, even the animals, even the plants, minerals, clouds, all beings. Joy Harjo was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and is a member of the Muscogee Creek Nation. She is the first Indigenous American to become the United States Poet Laureate. Her poems are beautiful and draw on her heritage and the depths of the human subconsciousness. She's an activist, but her activism isn't confined to one area. She has spoken about the rights of indigenous Americans, feminism, and climate change, and feels these are all interconnected. Indeed, that is the theme of her work. The holistic nature of things. To pray, you open your whole self. To sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. Harjo embodies this in other ways too. When she performs, she fuses prose and poetry and music as if they are all the same thing. She wrote a piece called Saxophone, and with that instrument she says, all that love we humans carry makes a sweet, deep sound, and we fly a little. She has won awards for her music as well as her poetry. The interesting thing is that she was in her 40s before she learned to play the saxophone. Well, that's interesting and comforting to me, because it tells me that it is really never too late to begin something valuable. I abandoned the piano at age 13. Up until then, my parents had been paying for me to attend weekly piano lessons with a piano teacher, Mrs. Peters. But then I became the adolescent who didn't want to tell his friends he couldn't see them on Friday evening because he was having piano lessons. Other interests took over my young mind. Learning Beethoven's Fürlies and Mozart's Gavotte seemed suddenly an irrelevant chore. Many times over the years I have regretted that decision, wondering what would have been like if I had kept going. And yet, for all that wondering, I never actively did anything about it until this year, at the age of 45, when I began to relearn the piano with my kids during lockdown. Of course, it is humiliating to try and learn anything side by side an 11 and 12-year-old. It's like trying to learn to swim beside a sailfish. But it was great to make progress, to actually play, and to realize that there is no cutoff age for development. Joy Harjo is not the only musical late starter, of course. Leonard Cohen famously didn't begin his musical career until deep in his 30s. Though gifted musically from a young age, Verdi wrote most of his best stuff after the age of 50, including his opera of Othello that he finished aged 73. I will never be as musically competent as Verdi or Joy Harjo, or even, as it turns out, a fast-learning 12-year-old, but I have access to the ability to play music and enjoy playing music, and that is enough. The joy of music is in the music, the playing of it, the listening to it, and it is a joy with a wide open door welcoming all. That's all we can do, right? Keep as many doors open as possible. Keep embracing the whole of ourselves. Keep failing. As Harjo herself says, there is no poetry where there are no mistakes. Come on. That was thought-provoking, wasn't it? Like, I just feel like that one just really kind of spoke to us. Let's see if this is dry enough that I can get rid of some of that color that I overshot. Just blending that out as best I can. Those little bits and pieces. Got some orange doing the same thing. I'm wondering if I try to get all of it or if I just play along. You know what I mean? There we go. Working it out, working it out, working it out. I think I do want to bring orange in here, though. I think that's gonna, like an orangey pink is what I'm kind of feeling. And then, you know, I can absolutely continue with, you're doing great. You're doing great, Kay. It's never too late. Please, I started my business at 58. At 58, I decided to go out on my own and take on this venture. And you know what? It's the happiest and most contented I've ever been. I'm not saying that I don't freak out and get stressed out and all of those things, but it's so worth it to me. Like I'm just so happy. I feel like I want to brighten this center. I think I want to, yep, I think that's the way to go. Back, forth, pushing that color toward the edge. Well, thanks, Kay. I might have never met you. Well, probably would have through Keels. Hey, Keels. Oh, I was wondering about that. I was wondering about how to stop time. I was wondering about that one. Well, he's such a effective writer, isn't he? I think that's the word I'm trying to use, is that he affects me so greatly with his writing. Back, forth, back, forth. There we go. How am I going to incorporate the orange? Let's do a yellow right there. And this, I'm using a dry crayon or a dry colored pencil. I think that's adding a really nice pop of color. Now let's come in with this orange. I feel like, what if we did that here? I mean, I like the idea of mixed media, obviously. I like to mix and play with different combinations of things. Well, fussing cutting is you know, when I do it when I'm watching TV in the evening, because it's kind of a, you know, an easy task to kind of just lose yourself in. There we go. I think that little bit of orange is helping me. So I'm going to color this. I don't know if I'm going to wet it. I think I might. I think I might like to kind of smooth it out. Although I do like the idea of what do I want to say? I like the idea of that, like some texture, some smoothness in whatever I'm creating. You know what I mean? Let's do some yellow here. Yeah, I'm liking that. I did yellow there, so I don't know what I want to do behind this. I feel like I want a color in there, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to dip it in my water and then tap it off so I just have a damp brush, and then I'm going to smooth out my orange. Yep, I'm liking that. And remember, when you're doing this kind of thing, if you're feeling like you have too much pigment on your brush, just tap it off on your paper towel. That makes a lot of difference. And then re-wet, tap off. So you're just painting with a damp brush. I don't even know what I'm going to do with these pieces. I'm feeling like a card. I'm really feeling like a nice card somewhere along the line. Ta-ta. Oh, I'm liking that. Now this, I need to work on that. I need to work on brightening that in some kind of way. The yellow, like how am I going to work that yellow in? So I have a bigger filbert that I want to try. Maybe I'll do that. So I'm going to dip in water and then tap off again, and then see if I can just soften the edges of that. Yeah, that's making me happy. I just stuck my hand in paint. I smeared that one just a little bit. So I hope that you found something to paint along with me today. And to just, you know, kind of lose yourself in the simple process of putting paint down on a page. There's something magical about that, I think, that happens when I just, it's almost like I go into a trance when I put paint on a paper. And I just kind of lose myself in the practice of moving that paint around. There we go. So pretty. I'm really liking that. I think I need to leave that alone for a little bit. And this one I need to leave alone for a little minute so I could go up here. Let's see, what about, I'm feeling like yellow in the center of that. Let's do our Neo color. Kind of digging that. Push that to the edge. Kind of liking that. And I'm wondering if I bring some of that yellow into this ticket. Then do that jiggy blend on the edge so I get those little bits of orange that made it over the line. So we just make them part of it all. And this one, I'm wondering if we do the same, if we come in with the same bright yellow, or, well, I think I want to do this yellow in here. And then, you know, once we fussy cut, we can do all of the, where was I going with that? Oh, the sentiments in the centers. That's what I was trying to say. And then, you know, we can absolutely, as always, we can add pen work when we're done with the painty part and we get our sentiments down. Then we can add Posca pens or gel pens or ink pens, journaling pens, whatever we are feeling. Now, I like the idea of white on here, but what about if we just did this yellow? If that's going to add just that little bit. I'm trying to be careful to just go around that little, I don't know what that is. A figment of my imagination, I suppose. Get some yellow there. There. Because these colors are all pretty harmonious, there's we're not gonna make mud. I want to soften that edge just a little bit. Not all of it, but just enough that I get then I will come in with my white gel pen for sure. Oh, I love it so much. Like this one, I'm feeling like I want to do some white gel pen. Something. I don't know just what yet. Let's do, like I could do dots, right? And sometimes it blends into the background so much that it just kind of makes almost like a tone-on-tone pattern. I don't, for lack of a better word. And I kind of dig that. It's quite subtle, but still effective. So I'm going to do one round of these polka dots, let it dry, and then I'll come back in with my gel pen and go over them again. That'll be nice. What do you think? I'm feeling like that's kind of nice. It's pretty subtle. But now I'm wondering if we should do the same thing here. But it won't be as subtle, right? Because the pink is much brighter than the yellow. And then what about here? That one's kind of barely showing, but you get the idea. feeling like I want to do something in these bumps around the edge, this funky scallop, for lack of a better word. I don't know exactly where I want to go with that. So do you celebrate Mardi Gras? One time my parents had gone to Louisiana, had gone to New Orleans, and brought us back a king cake mix. So we made the king cake and put the baby inside, and the kids got to eat it and celebrate. Oh my gosh, they loved that. They brought so many experiences to my children. That's for sure. So I'm curious if you've ever been to Mardi Gras. And did anybody ever watch that show? I think it was on HBO, called Treme. Oh man, it was good. It makes me want to go to New Orleans so badly. And I want to go to Mardi Gras because I want to see all those big parades and all the... Oops. That was a bump. I don't know why that didn't... Let's see. Go back. There we go. Better. I would love to just be part of it all, you know? Aren't you like, I just feel like I'm the kind of person, I just want to experience it all, you know, if I'm in that situation, if the opportunity arises. I would at least like to have the choice. Like maybe I'm just not feeling it, but I would like to have the choice. I know, Wendell Pierce, come on. He's such an amazing actor. I love the character he played in Jack Ryan. So good. He can go to that vulnerable place so well. Oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. Let's brighten these up, see what happens. There we go. Now let's brighten up these. See what happens by just going over them a second time. There we go. Oh, excuse me. That made a difference too. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. And I will say again, painting always soothes the savage beast inside of me. And your company, it's just lovely. Just a great way to start the day. So at this point, I probably need to bid you adieu and do what? Go take a shower because I am still in my pajamas and set off for the day, you know? Where will it take me? I don't know. Someplace fun, I'm sure. So until next Tuesday, I will say goodbye and thank you so very much for hanging with me and just taking time out of your busy day. So remember, Stitch Along is canceled for tomorrow, and there is no pop-in paint party on Thursday, but we will resume our regular scheduled programming on next Tuesday. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.